Are you wondering what the best sports drink is for athletes? Stay tuned to find out. And if this video helps you or you're looking for other ways to stay fit, to drop fat, and to build muscle, make sure you subscribe to the channel, tap that like button, and tap that bell icon to be notified when we release new videos. But with that being said, let's get into it. Hey, what's going on? My name is Sky, founder of SchuyFit, and we work with men to help them lose fat, build muscle, and stay lean and healthy by hacking their biology. I've been studying health for over 10 years now, and I've also helped plenty of clients break through their plateaus to burn fat and to continue to get in the best shape of their life. So if you're watching this video, my guess is you are interested in what the best sports hydration drink is for athletes. Now, I've done a few videos, one talking about Logan Paul's drink and why it's not as healthy as most people think, another talking about the problem that I have with most modern day sports drinks. And so in this video, I really wanted to break down, if I shouldn't have Gatorade, if I shouldn't have Powerade, if I shouldn't have these drinks, what should I have? Now, of course, I'm gonna go first with the most obvious answer, which is it depends. Depending on your energy exertion, depending on the level of shape that you're in, depending on how long you're working out, what type of workout you're doing, there's gonna be a whole slew of different things that you could consume to optimize your performance. But in this video, I'm kind of gonna break down just a few to give you a little more awareness. Now, on one end, you have the high intensity side of things. And with this side of things, your body wants sugar. If you're going for an extremely long bike ride, if you're doing a marathon, your body's going to want to consume some form of sugar. And so most people tend to go with those energy chews, but there are going to be some drinks out there that are actually pretty nutritious for you that have high levels of sugar. And so in that case, if you're looking at something like a Gatorade Zero or a Powerade Zero or any of the companies that have 0 grams of sugar, you're setting yourself up for failure because you're consuming artificial sweeteners, but your body's not consuming the sugar that it can use to exercise more intensely. And so a good blanket statement that I like to live by is just avoid things with artificial sweeteners. The sucralose, the acesulfame potassium. I'm okay with things like stevia and monk fruit and xylitol because they're more natural sweeteners and they haven't been shown to impact the body as negatively, but along with everything else, it's all about moderation. And one more thing before we dive into it. So I am choosing these options off of my preference. Now, I am not a high intensity athlete. I eventually will be doing a marathon, but I don't recommend doing normal, high intense, long-term training for the average individual. I just think it has the potential to do more harm than good. And so this video is really gonna come from that perspective. I'm a fan of challenging yourself. I'm a fan of running, biking, all this high intensity stuff, but there comes a point where you gotta understand that if you're not properly fueling and if you don't have your nutrition dialed in, there's a high level that you're doing more harm for your body than good. And so with this, I'm gonna go into 4 different categories of the best. So number 1 is going to be the natural option. Number 2 is going to be the most mainstream option. Number 3 is going to be a little less than mainstream, but something you can probably find in a lot of stores. And then number 4 is going to be a powder option. So let's get into it. Number 1, I like to keep things very simple when we go with the natural route, right? I like to keep things to the point where it's simple to find, it's easy to use, and it's very, very nutritious. And so the first thing is going to be something like Himalayan sea salt. Himalayan sea salt has over 30 essential nutrients in it. It has all the electrolytes you need, including things like potassium, magnesium, sodium, all the things that are going to propel you, prevent you from cramping, and refill those necessary electrolytes and minerals. Now, the downside of this is, of course, it doesn't taste too good to put a lot of salt in your water. If you're super thirsty, it may be a good idea because it's also going to help you retain more. But if you're doing something intense and you want to actually enjoy what you drink, it's probably not the best option. And so my second option for that is going to be coconut water. Now, when you look for coconut water, you're going for the ones without any added sugar, right? So a lot of coconut drinks will put added sweeteners, added sugar, all this unnecessary stuff. And so if you really find the good stuff, a lot of the coconut water is going to be pink. That's actually how it comes out before it's pasteurized. But if you are going to look for the ones that are pasteurized, you just want to make sure that they're coming from a clean source and they don't have added ingredients. And so it's kind of the same thing here, but what's really cool about coconut water is there's natural sugar in it. So whereas the salt, you're not getting any added sugar for your body to use, the coconut water has real coconut sugar in it. You're also getting those minerals, right? The potassium, the sodium, all the other stuff that your body's gonna want. So that's my natural option. Before we dive any deeper, just let me know in the comments, what is your go-to sports drink? I'm curious what you're currently drinking right now. Number 2 is going to be mainstream. Now, mainstream, we have a lot of options that are not good, right? We have the vitamin waters, the Gatorades, the Powerades, the Propel, which a lot of them are just sugar water. A lot of them have artificial dyes. A lot of them have artificial sweeteners, a bunch of these unnecessary additives. And so when I'm looking at mainstream, what I'm looking for is less of the artificial stuff, more of the real stuff, and just moderating that level of sugar. And so the first one here is gonna be more mainstream, right? It's the one that you're probably gonna find in most stores, and that's gonna be the Body Armor or the Body Armor Light. Now, the Body Armor is gonna have sugar. The Body Armor Light is not gonna have sugar. It's gonna have natural 0-calorie sweeteners. So the monk fruit, the stevia, the ones I mentioned before that are decent in moderation. Now, I'm iffy with the Body Armor. If we come down to it, we've got cane sugar, which 28 28 grams is a lot, 26 being from the cane sugar. Coconut water concentrate, which I talked about in the Logan Paul video. I'm not a fan of concentrate because it removes a lot of the essential nutrients, and then it looks like you have a lot of stuff added, a lot of electrolytes and vitamins added. So to me, this isn't terrible, right? I'm not gonna not have this. If this is my option to go out when I'm being super active and I want some electrolytes, this is gonna be a good option for me. Then we've got the Body Armor Light. So there's 2 grams of sugar here, but it's totally natural. It's not added. And the sweeteners are coming from erythritol and stevia. And same thing, you're getting that coconut water concentrate, not a huge fan of, but you're getting a lot of added ingredients as far as vitamins and minerals as well. So the next one is the less mainstream one, which seems to be available in some stores, but it's not something you'll commonly find out. But I wanted to provide this option because this one is actually a lot cleaner than the Body Armor, and that is Pneuma Organic Electrolyte Drink. Now, I had to look this one up because I haven't seen it in stores, but apparently it is around some stores in the USA. And when we look at the label, it's a not GMO product, it's an organic product, which I'm a huge fan of both. There's no added sugar, which is cool. If we look at it, we got 5 grams of sugar, totally natural, and the ingredients are going to be filtered water, organic coconut water for concentrate. Again, concentrate not really happy about, but you've got organic chocolate spearmint flavor for this flavor, and I'm assuming there's other organic flavoring for the others. You get pink Himalayan salt, which is what I was referencing earlier, so you're getting all those nutrients in there, and then some organic stevia to sweeten it. So again, it's not the best option. If you're just going for performance, you're probably better off with just some Himalayan salt, but if you're looking for something that's a little more flavored, this is going to be a good option as well. And then the last one worth mentioning is the powder. Now, there's a lot of different powders out there that I've been looking through, and there's been one that's really stood out to me the most, and it is Element, LMNT. Element is a great source of electrolytes, and their plain one is just going to be a flavorless powder that's going to dissolve and give you all those essential nutrients. Now, they do have flavored versions, and those versions will have a few extra ingredients, but it seems all natural to me. It seems like a decent alternative. And so if you are looking for something with 0 sugar, that would be a great option. If you are looking for added sugar, right, you're a little more active and you want some stuff for your body to burn off, Liquid IV is going to be a great option. So they're pretty clean ingredients, but they have that sugar added for more of the glucose in the body to be used. So again, natural is going to be coconut water or Himalayan sea salt. Mainstream is going to be either Pneuma Organic Electrolyte or the more popular one, Body Armor or Body Armor Light. And then the powder is either going to be something like LMNT or Liquid IV. That's my take on things. You know, obviously, depending on what your lifestyle is, things could be a little different. But if you're going clean, just go as natural as possible, right? It's okay to treat yourself with some of these drinks every once in a while. But if you're a high performer or you're really focused on burning fat, getting in incredible shape, probably want to avoid most of those for most of the time. And with that being said, if you are an athlete and you're kind of navigating this territory and you're struggling to burn fat in the process, check the link in the description of this video. We've got a free training there. We put together basically how we help our guys burn fat without counting calories, without spending an hour and a half in the gym, and without cutting out any foods or doing any restricted dieting. Check that out. But besides that, if you've enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. Of course, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. And with that being said, make sure to eat smart, move more, sleep deep, and be grateful for this moment. I'll see you in the next video.